Hey guys, welcome back to The Rock. I'm Chris at Rockford Ordnance, and we got something really cool today. Ammo may be really short and hard to come by, and there might not be a lot of guns out there. You can walk in your local gun shop and it's empty. Well, I'm here to tell you that, again, if you keep looking, you come across some jewels. I stopped in a new shop I had never been to before. I had seen their ads and it looked kind of cool. And I walked in and I look up on the wall and lo and behold, oh my God. There it is, a wall full of AKs, ARs, anything you could want, Tavors, on and on and on. I'm like, wow. And the one thing that really sucked was I wasn't planning on buying anything. I had just a little bit of cash on me. I'm like, oh damn. And with the election and everything that's happening, my thought on it is the first thing that's going to go away are import rifles and import ammunition. So my mission as of late has been to fill in those holes in my collection and get any and all imports that I want now. I suggest you do the same because they're going to get hard to find. So this week's been spent doing that. I've spent a whole lot of money and got a whole lot of cool things, and we're going to bring them all to you. But the one thing that was on the wall that I had one sort of, but I couldn't pass this up. And this is a Zastava NPAP. I'm sorry. Oh, is it an NPAP? No, it's a ZPAP. The reason I say it like that and make a joke of it, because essentially this is, or I should say was, their NPAP. And I'll get into that here real quick and give you a little history and rundown on how these rifles came in and how they kind of evolved and how we end up here. That being said, though, I put something in the title that really might you might agree with, or you might unsubscribe me here, but I'm going to go through this and tell you why I think this is your best value and best rifle on the market today, okay, for what rifles are available today. Now, what's out there today? I mean, there's everything on the secondary market, I guess, but on the primary market, you've got Romanian products, your WASR, a few other versions, the Dracos and whatnot. You've got Arsenal products. There's some stamp products out there, and some of their milled products, the SAMs as well, and they're available. They come and go. And you've got Zastava. You've also got some American offerings out there that are really good, but if you're starting a collection or you're going to have one AK, I would push you toward an import rifle, especially with what's going on today. Might be your last chance to get one. Hopefully not, but who knows, So that's essentially what's out there right now, guys. And I'm going to give you a brief history on these rifles, how they came in, how they evolved, and how we got here. So let's jump into that. The initial NPAPs came in, or I shouldn't. So the initial guns that came in were called PAPs, just PAP, P-A-P. And they were essentially sporting rifles. They had single stack magwells, so 10 round mags, that kind of thing. And as things evolved and some of the bands sunset, they started bringing in some double stack guns. And I'm going to skip over a lot of the original stuff because there are a few different importers and whatnot. If you want a full history lesson, go over to Misha's channel, Mishako, and he goes through the whole thing. And he's got it down year by year what went on. But after those single stack guns, and we started getting some double stack guns, and that was the NPAP, right? Now the NPAP was essentially this gun. And you say, well, wait, Chris, the NPAP is a straight-walled receiver, and this is a bulge receiver. keep in mind, guys, when this ZPAP came out a while back, the original guns were straight wall receivers, 1mm thick. They didn't have the bulge trunnion, right? The ZPAP was an NPAP at that point. Identical guns, no different. Today, we've got some other features because Zastava listened to what the public wanted, and they gave it to you. And that's part of that value. That's part of a company listening to you and what you want to see in a gun and bringing it to market. That's part of the value here, part of the great thing. So I've had this rifle before. Matter of fact, I still have it. It is my NPAP. You may have seen it in other videos. Why did I buy this? Because at the time I was buying up Vepers and Arsenals and all kinds of stuff, and high quality rifles, and I wanted one that was solid, well built, and that I could shoot the crap out of and not worry about killing the value and things like that. So I bought this NPAP, and back then they were going for, I don't know, $695 on the secondary market. Even new, I think I saw them as they were phasing out, $695, $795. They were right in line with WASRs, and to me it was always a better value. I have a WASR. I think this is a better rifle, period, and I'll tell you why. So this was it. It came in, it looked a lot like that one. Had a wood handguard and top cover, had a wood stock. As a matter of fact, that was the one downfall of this gun. Here's the stock that came on this one. Now look at how much bigger this stock is. I mean, it's crazy. It's so tall. That comb on it's crazy tall, and the comb was the problem. The extra length wasn't a problem. It gave you more length to pull by about an inch. Had a rubber pad, typical 922R compliant stuff. Little light, little ballsy, but the problem was this comb. I couldn't even get down unless I was way up on the receiver, down far enough to get a sight picture with it. And when you fired the gun, it kicked and gave you a cheek slap. It just depends on your body type, because some people say it was fine, others say it was terrible. But they went to this smaller stock. It was available as an option from Century. It's still on their website. You can order it. But got rid of that and went to an M4 stock adapter and Mission First Tactical stock, 3-power primary arms prism scope, TDI aluminum M-lock handguard. These people are great. If you can get your hands on one of these, they're awesome. They work just killer. Super light. We've got the cheese grater top and a Meridian Defense BD2 muzzle brake. And when I tell you this gun is on the money, it is the one gun I can grab always. It's always on, it always holds 0. The thing is so easy to make hits up close at yardage, 200 yards, 250. I can just pop them in there, no problem. It's had thousands and thousands of rounds through it, and it looks like the day it was made. It's even in other videos you see where I had it all camoed out and everything, and I take the paint off and it's like the day it was made. And I don't have to worry about it, right? At the time I thought, who cares? This is replaceable, not a big deal. And now, who knows? It's collectible. It might just be a pre-ban pretty soon, right? Anyhow, so this gun comes out, the NPAP, and it does okay. And then they come out with the bulge trunnion gun, same gun as the NPAP, but bulge trunnions, and it's called the OPAP. Always wanted one, right? And I just a deal never fell into my lap where I could grab one. Well, this is the same gun as the OPAP. Bulge trunnion, factory built import, there it is, the OPAP. There's been a bunch of other guns in there, and Century made a lot of guns. Century was making parts kit guns. They were subbing them out to be built by other people, and I got one, and it's what made me fall in love with Yugo guns. This was my first AK. It's an underfolder, and Century offered these, and just a super nice gun. The receivers were made by Nodak Spud and put together by a few different people. And I'll show you how this is, you know, essentially what a wartime gun was and made of all the good stuff. So 1.5 millimeter receiver, 1.5 millimeter receiver, bulge trunnion, bulge trunnion. These guns, however, and we'll get into some of the pluses here, had Tapco fire control groups. This gun came with a Century grip, just that square blocky design, and it also came with this polymer handguard and top cover. These were nice. They kept the heat away. They didn't need a heat shield. It just worked, and they did just fine, but I wanted it to look original. So factory wood and factory grip. They had grenade launchers. They had factory night sights that flipped up. And for a long time, Zastava actually used the same sight base, just left off the little night sight flippy deal here. And you've got night sights in the back. But all the same stuff now, this gun, as the original M70 battle rifles, right? And yeah, this thing is what made me fall in love with these. And again, this gun has been through thousands of rounds. It's by far the smoothest AK I own. I would argue smoother than some of my milled guns, and just phenomenal. For those of you that don't like underfolders, I do this little paracord thing here, and it's comfortable. I'm right down on it, comfortable, great. Anyhow, so a few things that came to market before the ZPAP and kind of how it got there, and now it sits alone at the top of the Zastava hierarchy, and it's everything that their original M70s were, and I'll tell you why as we go over this rifle a little bit. So this new one came out originally with walnut furniture, and then all of a sudden you started seeing these flamed maple ones. And they had both there at this shop, and I loved this thing. That initial walnut, it looked kind of dull to me and just not right. Like the stain they used didn't look right. I don't know. Those initial ones, the original M70 handguards were made out of beech, by the way. But when I saw this, I said, God, that's gorgeous. And it's closer to the original beech finish that I like it. So you look at this rifle and you say, God, Chris, that's pretty. Look at that wood and the flaming and everything. I've seen these, but I haven't seen one look quite that good. Well, there's a reason. When you open the box, it comes with a little pink slip in there and says, hey, after you clean it the first time, you want to apply some oil to the finish. And what they recommend, and I just happen to have some, is boiled linseed oil. Now, I've had this can forever, as you can see by the top of it here, and I use it on everything, grand stocks, a lot of stuff. Whatever that finish is original to, it's been used for, and I've had it forever. It's done a ton of guns, and because it doesn't take much. So all I did was you put a little on your finger and you start wiping, and you cover everything real good. Don't have to be too neat about it. And rub it all in real good, kind of smooth it out. Let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, and then wipe it down and buff it with a rag. Let it dry overnight. Do the same thing the next day, and I did that last night, and here you see it. It's done, 2 coats. And what it does is it seals the wood against moisture, against the elements, against dirt, oil, all those things, and gives it just enough sheen to where it's not too pimpy looking, protects it, and it really accentuates all those highlights in this beautiful wood. Absolutely gorgeous. So, unlike the other guns that have come out that either had original hand grips or those Century ones, you know, the Zastava guns always came with some other style hand grip, and now they're doing this wood one. It's nice. I don't know if I'll keep it though. It reminds me a little bit of a broomstick. I think I'll go to an original grip like on that underfolder there. But wood is very nice, certainly usable. Way more usable than the balsa wood that comes on a WASR, and certainly up to par with the polymer that comes on an Arsenal, let's say. So let's go into some of the mechanicals, right? Here's something neat. Your safety works great, but you've got this little cutout here that you can pull the bolt back, lock it in there, and keep the bolt open should you be on a range that requires that or something. Another nice thing is it comes with a bolt hold open magazine. Like it or not, they're kind of cool. They're kind of unique to Yugoslavian guns. When you take it out, they go forward. But as the gun's cycling, maybe with a lot of noise around in the heat of battle, you can tell that gun changes because you don't get that forward motion, and you know when you're out of ammo. So I kind of like it for that reason. The other thing is the top covers on these. Heavy non-rib top covers, heavy enough to where they don't need the ribs. And they also have this little button here. Let's see if you can see that little button right here. And what that's for, you saw in the underfolder there that it had a grenade launcher. Well, Yugos love their grenade launchers. Every AK they produced for the military had a grenade launcher on it pretty much. And what they were doing is they'd lose top covers. The top covers would come off right from the recoil of it. So this is a lock for the top cover. A lot of guys hate them because they think they're a pain in the neck. I say they're easier. Here's how you do it that most guys don't know. Most guys struggle to push both the side and the back button here and wrestle the thing off, right? You don't need to press them both all the time. Press the side one in, or here, press them both together at the same time, and then let off on the side button and let off on that one. It holds it in so you can simply lift it off. No fighting with it, no nothing. Now here's the great thing. All rifles coming into this country, imports, have to comply with 922R, right? So without getting into the details of it, you have to have so many USA made parts in it and all. There's a number count, and most manufacturers choose to replace the fire control group with either a Tapco trigger, an ALG trigger. Century has their own, Rack 2 or something like that, and Arsenal has one too, their enhanced 2-stage trigger. The problem with US triggers is, for whatever reason, they tend to I got the bolt hold open mag in here. Not good for demonstration purposes, but I wanted to cock it back. They tend to leave the hammer height much higher than the stock hammers from the factories. And what that does is, as you're cocking the weapon, you let it go forward, and some of them will stop right here where they engage that hammer. The hammer's so high, it doesn't allow it to ride back over smoothly. Some will actually stick right there, and until you give it a pop, then they'll go forward finally. Well, the factory triggers don't have that high hump. That's part of the reason you get tail mushrooming here, because they're hitting that wall of that high hammer so much that it tends to wear them. It's just something unneeded. So Zastava stayed with their factory trigger and used other components to get to the count for 922R. It's a great trigger. It's a battle trigger. It's single stage. There's no wall. You don't hit a wall. You pull, 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 and it's off. Really nice, smooth, nice reset. Audible and short, just nice. So you got that going for you over and above some of the junk triggers they put in these things in other makes. This does have a side rail. Most M70s did not back in the day, the originals, and of course the underfolder didn't because of the underfolder it would hit. They used to mount the sling mount back here on the M70s. They have moved it here on the ZPAP, which is fine. And then you have one that's integral in the gas block here. So it works out real well. One caveat is the side rails are different than other side rails. They are proprietary to Yugo rifles, so you have to get a mount that will work with them. And RS Regulate, fabulous mount. It's all I use. I shouldn't say all. I use the Arsenal mounts too. They're inexpensive and nice mounts. They just tend to sit a little higher than these, but RS makes one, and I've tried it on this. It slides right on. Very nice, very firm fit. You can adjust these too, but if you're going to mount an optic, this is what you want, RS Regulate. And that's a 307 on that one. So another plus there. These go back together easy too. With that button, you just put the cover in place. You don't have to be pounding anything. Just put it in place, hit the button. Boom, it's on. That simple. 1,000-meter sights, and they polish the top, and they're easy to read then because they're blacked out. 1,000 meters works real well. It does not have the night sights like some of the M70s did, but you know, hey, can't have everything, right? Standard gas block and all. One of the drawbacks people, you know, tout as, well, they kind of tout it as a drawback, is they take different furniture than most AKMs. You notice you got 3 slots here instead of 2, but it gives you a longer grip area to change your grip, move around a little bit, and if you change to something like that M-LOK TDI handguard, it's just more real estate you have. So I say that's a plus. Stock, same thing, a little different than an AKM. There's one bolt that holds it on through the back, goes all the way through. They can come loose from time to time, but once they come loose, if you take it off, put a drop of blue Loctite on, crank it back down, it will be there till the day you get rid of the rifle. They won't move. This comes with a ribbed backplate, no spot for a cleaning kit on it. You can see, and why I say these are such values, the machining, the fit and finish on these rifles is nothing short of spectacular. You look at this 45-degree gas block, and I can look on that one there, and they're just finished so finely. There's no machine marks, no nothing. The bluing is absolutely gorgeous. You want to talk about the one area they kick the crap out of everybody else is in the finish. Certainly got that crap paint on an Arsenal beat, and got the park, that scuffed up park on a WASR beat. They're just beautiful guns and beautiful finishing. The fit and finish, look at that gas block. It's just gorgeous. Everything just fits on these things. Really, really nice. They come with a cleaning rod. They come with a slant brake. Your typical sight post, you can push it in and out and adjust it for elevation as well. Fabulous gun, guys. If I had to say this over a WASR, well, I get a 1.5 millimeter receiver, thicker, sturdier, bulge trunnions like an RPK, thicker, sturdier, thicker profile barrel. You won't get, you know, any, well, hopefully, I shouldn't say you won't, but hopefully it helps with heat dissipation, and you won't get any stringing of shots as it heats up. Factory trigger, which is a big plus, makes things a lot smoother. Usable wood, unlike the wood that Century puts on the WASR. It's not polymer, so it's pretty. But so many things going for this gun, and in today's market, it's the same price. You know, WASRs before all this stuff started were about $700, $750. These came to market just under $800. Now with the craziness and all, I don't think you're going to find them for that. They're going to be somewhere between 1,000 and 1,300. It is a little more for this wood here, but I was willing to pay that. And there's just so much. Magwell, you get the bolt hold open mag, and the magwells on these things, no play at all. Look at that. I'm moving it, no jiggle, no noise, it doesn't move. All other mags fit fine. I've tried them with Magpols, Romanians, everything I got, they all fit the same. And they run and run. I don't think I've ever had a malfunction in one of these rifles. Maybe something mag related, but they just work, and the proof's in the pudding, and that NPAP there just goes great. Want to talk about the rivets real quick. The rivets on this gun are decent. They're not the perfect, they're not the best I've ever seen, but they're okay. There were some early reports that some were not smashed all the way. Zastava did take care of them for the customers, but that was way back when these first came out, and I haven't heard anything about it since. Keep in mind, if you're looking for one of these rifles on the secondary market, that these original ZPAP, or the original ZPAPs, did not have the bulged trunnion. So careful there if you want that. Now, here's the kicker, and here's what everybody used to complain about, was these did not have chrome lined bores, okay? Well, they listened, and they're now chrome lined. For years and years, the original guns that served in Yugoslavia Civil War didn't have it. They never had chrome bores. They are cold hammer forged, but no chrome bores. And people speculate that the reason that happened is they had no natural deposits of chromium. Others say, well, they were trying to cut down costs, etc. Who knows? But you don't need a chrome line bore, guys. Chrome line bores, yeah, they'll last longer, but that was, you know, it was originally used for machine guns, things that had high round counts and high cyclic rates, because it does last longer. But you or I, it's not going to make a difference. The other thing was they put these things down because I think a lot had to do with the corrosive ammo they were using at the time. People would shoot it, not clean it, and it would rust. You know, the kits that were coming over, M70s, a lot of the barrels were what they would call sewer pipes. They were just trashed, right? So, yeah, chrome lining will help with that a little bit, but we don't see that ammo anymore, and it's really not an issue. It does clean better, easier than an unlined barrel, so it's a big plus. But I think that's kind of how these rifles got a bad name at some points because of that. I think it just, people thought too much of that chrome lining, made too big a deal. I can tell you that both of these rifles are magnificent and are accurate, and it's not an issue. Anyhow, yeah, I was amazed to find this thing sitting there. I was shocked, and a lot of other things, and I'll be bringing them to you. But we just oiled up that wood, cleaned it up, took it out for a few shots, and it was spot on. Thing runs great, and I can't wait till this thing's got a few thousand rounds down it. And not that it's not smooth now, but man, they get like butter. Absolutely wonderful. And they sound so much better than a WASR. The WASR I have sounds kind of tinny. You rack it and it just sounds tinny. With the thicker receiver, barrel trunnion, this just sounds more robust. I don't know, more robust all the way around. Then there's the guys too that say, oh, they're just so heavy. My God, I can't lug that around. Really? Really, you can't lug around a, whatever this is, 6.5 pound rifle. Can't hold it with one hand. I mean, I don't know, guys. They better start weight training. That's all I can tell you. All in all, I think for the money, for what's available out there now, this is a great rifle. You're gonna run into arsenals, and I think the cheapest ones out there now are $13.95 for the stamped rifle, the 107. If you want to get a folder, it's $1,700. The SAM rifles are starting at, I think, $1,800 and go up from there. Some are well over $2,000, and that's if you can find them. For a gun that lists at $895 and can probably be had anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200, you know, that's what they're getting for WASRs now, guys. That's less than what they're getting for arsenals right now, the ones I've seen at least. So let's say $1,000. I don't think you can beat this rifle right now in today's market. What the future holds, I don't know, but I can tell you this, the first thing they're going to go after, probably with executive order, is import ammo and import rifles. They'll be gone. They're not going to come back. If they go away, they're never coming back, ever. Just like guys say, well, the Russian ones will come back. Nope, not coming back. Chinese, nope, not coming back. Vepers, gone. Russian again. They're going away, guys. This is the last hurrah. Unfortunately, as they say, elections have consequences, and I don't know, it's a very, very sore spot with me right now. And you know, you try telling people and they don't think it can happen. You know, they go back to the Obama gun control thing. You know, everyone thought he was going to, he didn't do anything. Trump did more to hurt that. Well, okay, stop. Yes, maybe, but he also didn't have the Senate. That's the only reason he didn't do it there at the end. This time, guys, it's going to happen. Now, I don't know what that will cause. I'm kind of a bit afraid as to what it will cause, because I can tell you it's the line in the sand for most people, and I don't think it's going to go over very well at all. I think it's going to create massive, massive problems. But if these go away, and right now, as things stand today, I'll say I think they're going away. You'll never get them back. So here's what I've been doing the last week or so. Since the inauguration, I have been out shopping, and shopping hard. I've added every import rifle I have wanted and planned to put in my collection over the next whatever years. I condensed down to a week. They're here, they're arriving, they're coming. I got a lot of video content now, guys. I got a lot of stuff to bring you, tons and tons and tons of videos on some of the best rifles in the world. And they are in my hands, or will be in my hands very shortly, next couple days. I suggest you, sorry guys, just lost the light. I suggest you do the same. If you can afford it, if you have to put a few things off, get them now while the getting's good and before they get super thin and the prices go up even more, because unfortunately they're going to take advantage of it. When it happened, I got on the phone immediately to my guy and started ordering. Got them in the mail, got them coming. And this, I got lucky enough, I walked in and saw it and I thought, oh, I should just order it from X. And I said, nah, it's here, it's in front of me, I can grab it, I'm grabbing it now. And that was that. So, hope you like this maple wood. I think it's beautiful. I finally got my OPAP, right? There's my OPAP. And I'm sure this is going to be one of my favorite rifles, because I love Yugo so much. And here it is, factory built, done, ready to go. I can't wait to just go pound out a bunch of rounds. And ammo shortage, I gotta go pound some rounds out in this. We're gonna go put 500, 600, 1,000 through this thing. I have to. It's gonna be that much fun. The good news is you'll get to see it. So what the heck? That's why I put ammo away, right? So I can use it and have fun. What good is it if I can't use it? I got enough. We're gonna go out and have a bunch of fun. Guys, get your hands on it. Get your hands on mags. My suggestion to you is be buying as much of everything as you can possibly afford right now and get your hands on, because it's gonna get bad. I don't mean to create a fear thing or fear monger. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just telling you what I think reality is. And I'm part of it just like you, right? If they go away, I can't get them either. So I'm not trying to fear monger. I'm just trying to give you my best advice here. These are rifles I've wanted, part of my collection. Rifles I love that oh God, I can't wait to get one of those, that kind of thing, you know. And you like to space it out because it's fun and it's not that affordable, right? So you want to space it out not only for money but for the fun factor. Oh, you finally got it. You get to play with that rifle for 6 months and then here comes another one. You get to do that one. I would love if that was, if we had that luxury, but we don't have that luxury right now. We have to be accumulating is what I'll tell you. So do your best to accumulate. I know it's hard. I know with everything going on, money's tight for a lot of people. I can tell you this, I wouldn't worry about it because if you can afford it, these are probably some of the best investments you can get your hands on. Later in the year when the stock market tanks, and I'm sure it will, positive it will, you know, the left will tell you it won't, but it's going to. It's going to. And these will do nothing but make you money. The day he signs that thing, unfortunately, these double or triple in value that day. And that's that. I'm not buying them for the money. I buy them for the fun and my hobby. But it's a double benefit when it can be an investment as well. And they are. Look at some of these things. Vepers are double the price, triple the price. Look at Chinese weapons. I got a Chinese gun that's went up, is it 4,000%? I don't know. I mean, craziness, craziness. Ammo, whatever, it never goes down. You never lose money. You can always sell it for more. And in most cases, if you can wait for the right time, it sells for double, triple, 4 times its money. So, great investment. Better than gold, better than silver, better than anything. Get out there, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry to end on a downer note like that, but it's just the truth. It's been fun running through these rifles. I love each and every one of these, and God, I use them and have so much fun with them. Why do they want to take my fun away? Why? It's my fun. We're not here to hurt anybody. We're here to protect people. And we're here to enjoy ourselves. What is it? The pursuit of what? Happiness, right? Pursuit of happiness. That's what we're here for. So, anyhow, get on a rant. I'm sorry, guys. Check us out on Wednesday nights. I missed last Wednesday. It's just been crazy, but I think we're back on schedule now. Wednesday nights are going to be the live stream night. 7:30 Central. I got a lot of Michigan guys watching, so for them it's 8:30 their time, I guess. And yeah, we run about 2 hours, but I did have one went 4 hours. Holy cow. I don't know, something like that. It was longer. I'll try not to go that long, but if you guys want to listen, I'm a night owl, so it doesn't matter to me. Come check us out, guys. It's a lot of fun. We're developing an audience, and the chat is awesome, and it's a blast. So every Wednesday night, 7:30 Central. Check out our Facebook, check out our Instagram. We got some new stuff there. And yeah, don't get down. We're in this together. We got each other, right? But until next time, guys, as always, Rockford Ordnance out.